Hi everyone, Daisy here with another layout for Confessions of a Paper Addict, the cut file shop that is run by Virginia Walker, and it is found on Etsy, and I will have a link down below for it as well as the cut file I'm using today. So I wanted to come on kind of live and show you real quick how I back my more intricate cut files. So if you watch my channel, you know that I am not a cut file backer, really. It's just not, it's very frustrating for me. So an easy way to do it is to go in your Silhouette software and do an offset. So I always use a 0.050 offset. Almost always, depends I guess on the project, but this is a 0.050 offset. So I cut out the original cut file in this white cardstock, and then I did an offset of the design and removed all of the little pieces here that are inside from the cut file by doing a release compound path and then deleting all the little pieces so that I could easily create one big piece to back. So after that happens, my next trick is I leave, because this is so finicky to glue down, and I do use a fine liner bottle. I did purchase one at Michael's, and yeah, so I use a fine liner bottle, and I actually have started using, I usually like to use Tombow Mono Multi, but when I use something like this, I use the Eileen's tacky glue just because it gives me a little more time to work. Usually Tombow is my go-to, but when I have to glue down something like this and I have to make it all the way around the square, and you know, it's easier if it all kind of moves a little bit so that I don't rip something. So I have been using the Eileen's tacky glue in my fine liner. But what I do is I leave the backing piece on my cutting mat, and I like to use Cricut mats even though I have a Silhouette. I just find they cut better. And then I adhere the kind of the, you know, more intricate actual cut file piece on top of that while it's stuck to my mat. That way this part isn't sliding around. I don't have to worry about trying to match it up as it's moving. So I find that that is super helpful. Another part that's helpful is if you're using a glue that doesn't dry immediately, like Tombow dries pretty immediately, you can use a piece, just a scrap piece of paper, and you just stick it to your mat over where the glue is, that, you know, like the piece you want to hold down, and that piece of paper with, you know, will be stuck to the mat around it, and it will press down on the areas of your cut file to hold them down. So you can use a couple of scrap pieces like that, and that will press that down while the glue dries, and it will hold it in place. It'll also hold it in place while you continue working on the rest of the piece. So what I did is I put glue on basically this whole back or flower piece, stuck this down over the top of it, moved along the outside edge here, and I just left that, and then I started with the banner pieces, and then just used this and stuck it down, and that held the banner pieces down so they could dry, and I didn't have to sit here, and I didn't have to like put something on top of it. I'm always afraid of doing that because you never know what's on the bottom of my stuff around here, or, you know, dog hair. There's dog hair on everything. So, and then you can just peel this up. Now, another thing though, you need to be careful when you peel up your piece of scrap paper, just in case it glued down. You don't want to rip something, so if you peel it up really slowly, if there's a little piece of glue that's stuck, you can kind of work it off without tearing what's underneath it. So this is the cut file that I'm using, and I am going to now put you in fast forward and continue on with the video. Okay, so first I'm going to start by pulling this off my mat very carefully. My mat is super sticky because I think this is like the third time I used it, and so I just need to be careful I don't tear anything. So I'm just going to pull this off and then get it stuck down to my paper. The background paper that I'm using is from Heidi Swapp Magnolia Jane, and it's the Antebellum paper. It is warped, and that's because there was an accident in my craft room. One of my kids accidentally spilled a cup of water into my pattern paper like a year ago, and so I had to get rid of a bunch of it, but I kept a lot and just kind of flattened it the best I could. So this is one of those papers that I saved, but it is a little tiny bit warped. But I'm just going to stick down my cut file using Tombow Mono Multi. This is one of the times that I will use, always use Tombow because it sticks the best and it makes like it's a super strong hold. So I'm just going to get everything stuck down and then start working on my layout. So one thing that's going to be missing from this layout is the photo. The photo that I'm going to end up using is going to be one of my daughter and her friends, and with all the new rules and stuff, I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm just not going to show that photo. In the close-ups at the end, I do find like a filler photo that works. So I do take the close-ups with that picture, but that won't be the one that ends up in here. This is another one for my daughter. She wants me to make a couple of layouts for her to hang up in her bedroom, and she wants a gray and pink theme, and so I am kind of sticking to that. So I'm just making a photo mat, and since I print my photos out at 4x6, I am making the photo mat just a bit smaller because when I print them out on my selfie, they end up being smaller anyhow. And so my main, I think I used pink cardstock for my main mat. Did I? Yeah. Some light pink cardstock. Or no, I'm sorry, silver glitter paper, and that is from Cardstock Warehouse. I used that for my original photo mat, which is 4x6, and then everything is just slightly smaller than that. I pulled out these Pretty Little Studio Indian Summer clear stickers and stuck down some of the black stars because I wanted to pull in some black. I knew I was going to use black for my title, so just kind of choosing where I'm going to focus my clusters. Now, it would have been smarter to stick the stickers down after I worked on my clusters, but I don't know why I did it first. I just did. So now I'm playing with these florals, and these are from Rosie's Studio. I'm not sure which collection. I got a bunch of them in a Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit, and they don't come in the packaging, so I am just layering these around. I thought they complemented the roses that come in the cut file really well, and I wanted to add some more florals because that's kind of the theme she's going for as well. So I was just sticking with the pink tone ones, and then I decided to bring in some yellows too, just for an added little pop of color. And adding some leaves as well. Now that is one thing I did regret about backing my cut file the way I did. I wish I would have like kept the inside parts of the leaves so I could have colored them green and stuck them back in. I think that would have made it stand out even more, but I am super happy with the way the backing came out. I used a piece of paper from like a Michael's Hot Buy pad or something, and it's an ombre pink kind of watercolor paper, and so at the top and the bottom it's white, and then it fades into like this dark pink in the center, and so I thought that was a really cool paper to use to cut this border frame. I guess that's what you would call it. So yeah, so still just working on my flowers here. I'm sticking some of them down on some fun foam. The rest of them are just laid flat and glued to the background paper. My photo I did pop up on some fun foam as well. And I do use a combination, or for gluing stuff to that glitter cardstock, I use a combination of ATG and Tombow, just so that the ATG like holds it down while the other glue dries, because otherwise stuff shifts on glitter cardstock. And this one I put the foam adhesive down before I realized that part of the photo, or part of the flowers, hang off the edge, so I had to pull that up and fix that. And this flower here, I'm just gluing down on the parts that aren't overhanging the photo so that we can glue the photo down underneath it easily and not have to worry about pulling that flower up. So now I'm trying to think of what else to add. I know I want a title, and I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to use. So I pulled out a couple of sequin mixes that I'm going to add to this. I actually end up using 3 different sequin mixes because I want a pink, like a white, and a black. So I pull some out of each of the different little packages here, and now I'm just off camera looking through my thicker like words to pick a title. I'm just kind of going through. I'm not really sure what I want to call this because again the photo hasn't been finalized, so I just end up going with this together, and it actually ends up being hashtagged together because I thought that fit her a little bit more. But just looking for anything else that might work on all of my little word phrases, or phrases, yeah, phrases, sorry. And then that's the title. So then all I'm going to do is add the sequins around, and I felt like I needed more black to offset that title. So like I said before, I'm going to link to the shop down below. I will also include a direct link to this cut file down below in the description box. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm really trying to bring more content and more kind of variety, you know, including hauls and layout shares and things like that. So if there's anything else you would like to see, please feel free to leave a comment down below too. But anyway, like I said before, head on over to the COAPA, or Confessions of a Paper Addict, cut file shop on Etsy and check out all of the amazing cut files that Virginia has. She has some super cute ones coming up, so you don't want to miss out on that. Also join the Facebook group, because that's where you're going to learn about any sales that are going on, any challenges, chances to win free cut files. She also offers free cut files that are available for a short period of time on the Facebook group. So it's definitely worth it to be a member over there. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again next time. Bye!